Thank you very much. So today we were here to give a little bit of a demo on some of the utility and user interfaces we built out for Codex, which is a decentralized storage network coming online soon. We're in testnet at this point, and it's good to have the opportunity to be speaking at the Ethereum Cypherpunk Congress because it's the audience that we're intending a lot of the technology that we're building for. And I think it's quite important considering the fact that many of us have flown halfway across the world to attend DevCon and attend these events to really understand why we've come to this venue in the first place and what it means for us to be in this room. So I've been contributing to the ecosystem for over 10 years, close to 10 years, and it's quite apparent that we've been promised a Web3, but there is no decentralization in Web3 without decentralized storage. So if you're looking for user interfaces or a utility for a lot of the applications and front-end utility that we've been promised, you really can't do it without stablecoins or having a truly decentralized network. So what does it actually mean to decentralize data storage, and what are the consequences of not having that layer within the Web3 ecosystem? It's unfortunate, but as of today, most of the Web3 is ran by 3 centralized parties, and I don't have to stand here and name them for the audience that is currently attending this event. And one of the issues with being in this situation is that we're kind of at the mercy of these organizations or states when it comes to censorship, lack of data ownership, and then also due to the fact that there have been many breaches and outages. So when we're talking about data ownership and censorship, these issues are not issues until they come to the forefront for the individuals or participants of these networks in the first place. So censorship is not only from network states or from these platforms, but also from the fact that once you don't match their narrative, they're very quickly able to deplatform you from their platforms. And a lot of this information has become more visible with the introduction and the public awareness of things like the American election system and the fact that Elon Musk has taken over Twitter, and a lot of the news has been surrounding those items as well. Additionally, these networks don't really allow you to have any data ownership. So you create a lot of data on these systems, and at the end of the day, they compromise you on these properties, and they don't allow you to really have true data ownership on the data that you create on their networks. Additionally, we always hear news about Facebook or all these other big platforms like LinkedIn getting hacked or their data breaches happening, but the news item becomes a bit of a headline for a few days, and then naturally we forget about it. And most of the public, the general audience, doesn't really care about them beyond a week or two of that initial shock. So I think it's quite important to remember when we actually had control of data within our hands, we controlled the access points to this data and what that actually meant. And it's important that if we are looking for an actual Web3 ecosystem, we take back that control. And it's not the responsibility for individuals that are currently working on this tech stack, but individuals like yourselves to really pick up this case for fighting for our freedom to actually own our own data. And it's quite important to understand that there are real-world consequences associated with this. So when the network state compromises a supply chain from end to end, and there's pagers exploding in people's pockets, that means there was a huge breach of data within that supply chain, and then the ability for them to actually compromise that within a global scale. So there are real-world consequences of why we should be thinking about what are the attack vectors, or how does AI actually impact when data is very accessible to these organizations, and now you don't have to worry about how do they monitor you, or how do they actually scrape all this data and make inferences on the decisions that they need to be making. And at a global scale, this becomes scarier and scarier every day with the technologies and the resources that we're unlocking. So what makes Codex different from other decentralized storage networks? And one of the key things with Codex is durability. So what does durability actually mean within the context of a storage network? So basically, Codex currently implements erasure coding to efficiently ensure that data is always available without storage costs of replication happening. Additionally, there is a unique decentralized durability engine built within Codex that ensures that data remains highly durable by continuously auditing stored data, repairing any losses, and then incentivizing those individuals who are maintaining and providing the storage to maintain that data integrity on the network itself. The other part is efficiency. So Codex achieves efficiency by both optimizing the hardware and the energy requirements. Unlike other decentralized networks that depend on very highly specialized equipment and hardware, Codex can operate on standard machines and then also reduces the entry for barriers to entry for storage providers. So if you've been participating in any of the decentralized storage networks as of now, and maybe some of your hardware has become obsolete within those networks, you're more than welcome to hop on Codex with your hard drives and start participating and providing storage for those interested participants. So as a consequence of this, Codex is creating a decentralized storage solution that is both cost-effective and sustainable, and then it also makes it a bit more scalable within the context of attracting new users to the ecosystem. So I think one key thing to mention within the context of this presentation and the narrative around Codex as it stands today is that currently the main utility for the network will be for large archival data. So it's not the fact that we aren't thinking about what it means for individuals like yourselves to be uploading files, images, personal data, but as the ecosystem develops and as the network develops, the current stage that we're at is that it will only be economically feasible for you if you are hosting large pieces of data and maybe archival data within that context. So within that sense, there are some key use cases that we can be looking at, and one of them is blockchain transaction archives. So as you may be aware that L2s are currently in a position that their transaction histories are compressed and not full states of the transaction histories are kept on L2s to make it easier for the state where to not blow too much. So Codex provides you the opportunity to actually have the full transaction history of those L2s be secured and available. Additionally, AI is obviously changing the world, and the data controls are being controlled by individuals or certain organizations. And what does it mean for training data to be available in a decentralized manner? You need a decentralized storage network to be able to facilitate those type of use cases. Additionally, if you really want to decentralize Web3 and social media and interactivity around those that are important, you'll need archives for those social media posts to be propagated instead of being on AWS or any of these big data providers. So for the current iteration of the UX and the problems that we're trying to solve, we're looking at just two user personas, which one is the storage provider and the other one is the storage client. So participants that are willing to offer storage capacity have some sort of actual altruistic means to be providing some of this storage and wanting to learn a little bit more about how this ecosystem will develop, and then also positioning themselves to be in a good position when Codex tests go live. And then also individuals who are interested in participating in the ecosystem and understanding how Web3 technologies and decentralized storage will impact their dApps or the work that they're doing as well. So for that reason, we've been thinking about how can we actually make a lot of this technology palatable for individuals, because as you know, that if convenience is available for users, they're going to choose the convenient way. So decentralized storage and decentralized technologies become a lot harder to actually make palatable to users because it's not very user-friendly. The UX is horrible. People don't really understand the value proposition. Even if they understand the complications of not having privacy or data control, they just don't have the resources or mental bandwidth to really understand how to run their own node or how to use these interfaces or how to actually interact with a lot of this technology. So we're looking at actually providing utility to the end users to demonstrate the value proposition of these networks, and then in order for them to actually start experimenting with this technology in a meaningful manner. And so the target users aren't your normal day users or your mom and dads who are going to be looking at using some of these decentralized technologies, but it's the users that are technically competent and able to actually interface with a lot of the backend and at the core protocol level, and are able to run their own nodes and kind of benefit from the additional services and UX that we're providing on top. And our goal is to then use this in order to inform a lot of the protocol design that is happening, as far as like what are the UX gaps that are happening, what are the challenges that we face when we're actually trying to implement this and bring it to market and having two-sided marketplace for data storage in the first place. So in order for us to do that, we've created a very polished user interface that Arnaud has led from the development perspective, so I'll hand it off to him to showcase that a little bit. I'll just have to go to the computer to click through.
Okay, thanks, Aqeel. Okay, so we have built a nice UX application to make the integration with the Codex protocol easier for users. Maybe it will motivate developers to build application on top of Codex protocol. They can use the Codex JavaScript SDK. And we are expecting to receive feedbacks to improve this application and to add new features. So first, this application is in alpha version. That means it's not ready for production. So you should not use it for storing real data. Okay. So the first thing to do is to have a Codex client node running on your device. So the easiest way to do that is to go to the docs.codex.storage website and to follow the testnet guide. So you will have the Codex client running and you will be able to use this application. Okay, so on the next step, we wanted to provide a personalized experience for the application. So the user can type his name, so he will see a nice welcome message on the dashboard, and he can choose an emoji. So let's pick one, maybe related to Thailand. Yes, take hippo, and let's name it Mudenge.
Are you just trying to pump your MooCoin bags, or?
Yeah. So on the next step, we are doing several checks to make sure that everything is working. So the first one is your internet connection. The second one is the connection with the Codex client. So if those two are not working, you will not be able to move to the dashboard. Then we are checking the port forwarding. So if it's not enabled, you will be able to use the Codex features, but it will not be reflected on the Codex network. And if the marketplace is not enabled, you can upload and download the files, but you will not be able to use the marketplace features. So let's move on and let's check the dashboard. So on the dashboard, you have an overview of the feature available on Codex. Okay, so maybe it looks a little bit overwhelming. So let's explore it together. So on the left, you have the menu. You can just click on the links to check the different features. And on the top left, you can reduce the menu if you want to make more space on your dashboard. Then on the top, you have the app bar. So you have the title of the page. And on the top right, you have two indicators. So the first one is for the network, so in your internet connection. So if you are not connected, it will go red, and the bar on the right, it will become red as well. And if your Codex client connection is broken, so the node icon will become red, and the bar as well. And if it's running but the marketplace is not enabled, you will see it orange. Okay, so now we are currently exploring different features that we would like to add. So the first one is a sign-in features with your Ethereum address. So you will be able to connect your Codex wallet, and maybe you will want to make some interaction with your ENS profile, because maybe you will want to update your profile metadata to share some CID, some information related to your files, or maybe you want to share some file information with your friends, for example, so you will use the Ethereum follow protocol. So this is kind of some options that we are exploring right now. So now let's move on the wallet feature. If you can click on the menu, yep. So on the wallet, you will be able to see the Codex token that you have on your wallet. You will see the price over the time, the income and your spending, okay? And on the right, you will have your transactions on the Codex network. Okay, so now one of the most important features is to upload a file. So let's see how does it work. So it's straightforward, actually. You can just click on this button and just pick one image. Yes, this one, for example. So you can upload multiple files or just drag and drop, and it will appear on the left. So you can easily copy the CID. So the CID is the identifier of the file. And if you want, you can share it with someone. So you will be able to download the file. And maybe you will receive some CID. You don't know what is the file. So you can fetch the manifest. The manifest is including the metadata of the file. So you will be able to check the file name, the file type, and the file size. And after that, you can just download it. Okay, so you can organize your files by folder. So by default, we have favorites. We will create a new one. Let's name it DevCon. Okay, and we will add the last image, so codex.png on this folder. Yep. Then we will move to the DevCon folder. So we can sort by file name, by size. We can filter. So currently we only have images. So you can just filter by this MIME type. But if you upload a video or maybe an archive, the filters will appear. Okay, so now let's see the details of the last file. Okay, so if it's an image, you will see the preview on the top. Then you will see the details of your files. And on the bottom, you can see the purchase history. So if your file is used in a storage request, it will appear on the bottom. So yes, because on Codex, if you want to make sure that your file is available on the network, you want to make sure that someone is hosting your data, you need to create a storage request. So let's see how to do it. So you can click on this icon on the menu, and then you will create a new storage request. So you can use a previous CID that you uploaded, or you can just upload a new file, and it will fill the input. Okay. So then you can click on next, and you have a lot of different parameters for your request. So maybe you just want actually to create a simple request for your data. So for this use case, you can use the default profiles that we have. So we have low, medium, and high. So if you click on one of these profiles, the values will be updated. And if you know what you are doing, you can just upload the different parameters. So the nodes, this is a number of the nodes that you want for storing your data. Then you have the contract duration in months. You have the reward tokens for the hosts. So this is the amount of tokens that you will spend for hosting the data if the contract is successful. And the penalty tokens, this is the amount of tokens that a host will pay if it doesn't fulfill the contract. So for example, if he is not able to prove that he is storing the data, he will need to pay these penalty tokens. So we are currently looking for good profiles. So maybe it will be better on the future. And maybe we are, with some feedbacks, we will be able to create some good profiles. So if you can try to store on Codex and give us some feedbacks, it would be great. Okay, so then you can create a storage request, and it will appear on this list. So the new storage request is currently in waiting status because Codex will try to find a host matching your criteria. So if it's the case, you will see a green icon and the contract will start. If there is an error, or maybe there is no host matching your criteria, you will see an error icon with the error message. So now let's see the other side of the marketplace. Let's see how to host a data. So if you have some space on your hard drive, so you want to host the data and to receive rewards tokens, you can create availability. So an availability, it's just an amount of space that you can allocate. And you will create some criteria. And if there is a storage request matching your criteria, so you will host a slot, which is a part of the file, and at the end of the contract, you will receive the reward tokens. So on the right, you have the blue color is for the availability. So for each availability, you can have slots in the red color. So if you click on one availability, the blue one, yes, you will see the details. So for now, we only have one slot for this availability, but if there is other slots, you will see different red colors, okay? So let's see how to create a new availability. Click on the plus, yep. So the first thing is to choose the size of your availability, and the node space allocation will be updated. Then you can choose the contract duration in days or months, for example. Then you can choose the minimum price that you want to receive for storing data, and the max collateral, so the max penalty tokens that you are ready to pay if you are not fulfilling the contract. Okay, so let's create this availability. Yep. So now it's created and you are ready to store slots. So if there is a storage request matching your criteria, so the slot will appear, and at the end of the contract, you will receive the tokens. Okay, so now let's move on the peers details. So this page is showing the peers that you are connected with. So if you have 0 peers, that means your Codex client is not working. So there is something to fix. But if you scroll down, you will see the different peer ID and the status. So if it's active or not. Okay, let's move on the log page. So this page is quite a debug utilities. So you can choose the log level. It will update the log level on your Codex client node without restarting it. Then you have some debug information like the Codex version. If you need some help, you can access to the Codex Discord channel. Okay, and on the bottom right here, we have a Sentry feedback form. So if you are facing some issues, you can send, you can fill the form and send some information. Okay, so the settings page is displaying the same information that were on the onboarding. So we have an help page. You can check it if you want more information. And again, this application is currently in alpha version, okay? So it's not production ready, so don't use it for real data.
All right, thank you, Arnaud. So I think one thing to keep in mind is that we're currently still in the foundational and exploration stage of not only the protocol, but a lot of the work that we're doing on the UX. So it's important for us to really understand how users and individuals are going to be leveraging a lot of this technology and the user friction that they have and the problems that they're going to face, and then inform the protocol level team to be able to make those changes at the protocol level. So because a lot of the issues that we have within the ecosystem is decisions are made at the base level that cannot improve the UX when individuals actually get into the ecosystem and start using the technology. So it's quite important for us to have individuals like yourself start testing out this technology and then start providing us feedback. And it'd be great if you guys joined the Discord and onboarded to the testnet for the opportunity to test out what we've been working on and to see how you can actually start enabling truly decentralized storage to your benefit, whether it's through your projects that you're working on, dApps, or just from a personal perspective. Additionally, we have a quick video, so we'll just leave that. And thank you for your time. Is there any sound?
Secure and access your data. Imagine a storage solution that's not only secure, but open, robust, and designed for everyone. Codex offers a reliable storage network, data durability engine, and marketplace, making managing data simple and secure for individuals and organizations. Codex is more than just storage. It's a durable, decentralized data protocol preserving vital knowledge free from censorship. From sensitive business information to personal files, Codex has you covered with access anytime, anywhere, and a focus on privacy. Codex ensures that your data remains private and secure. Our technology safeguards against cyber threats, allowing you to focus on what matters. Codex will include an open marketplace where you can buy or sell storage space, creating a global ecosystem for data management. Codex welcomes developers to contribute and innovate as an open source platform, making data storage accessible and unstoppable. Join the Codex community and experience the future of data solutions. Ready to explore Codex? Try our testnet today and see the future of storage in action. Visit codex.storage to get started.